So this is our monthly review of our trading. What we did in the month of March, not March, in August, and we had an okay month. We had a profitable month, which is the second month in a row, which we're proud of. There was a there was some areas for improvement, of course, in terms of following the plan and managing drawdowns and so on. So let's just get right into it. So monthly recap, looking back at the demo trading for the four areas of strength and weakness, and we'll go to the second page. This is the objective of this presentation review, aerial view of the month's trades, what went well, what did not go well, themes from the month, how did the strategy perform, did I follow the strategy, goals for September and performance improvements. So this is the big picture. This is the equity curve for the month. At the highest point, we were up 1.354 M's, 146. That was a peak all the way there. So from beginning of the month, we didn't actually go negative. Went positive, pretty strong equity curve. And then we had this big drawdown, which was not great. A lot of it was due to not following the plan. After that, we pretty much went sideways for the rest of the month and finally ended the month up. I think it was about almost 700 at the end of the month. Briefly, I'll just have a look here at this is what it looks like here on Ninja. So there we are, started month positive. There was our peak about 1.354 all the way up there. There was our peak, and we finally ended the month almost at 700. Had this massive drawdown to at our peak of the drawdown, we're down 445.87. So from the 1.3 all the way down to 445. So very big drawdown there. And finally, we ended the month on a slight bit of a recovery, up at 694.774. Those were the metrics there across if we go over to the summary page, we can see slightly positive profit factor 1.29, total gross gains, total gross losses, quite a bit in commissions there, accuracy 78. We'll look through his metrics in the overall presentation, but that's where we were. We had a profitable month, but didn't look good in terms of giving back a fair bit of our profits, especially from the highs. After that, we just went sideways as mentioned. Monthly numbers, P&L high 1,354,146. Did not go negative for the month. Biggest drawdown was minus 909,059. So that drop all the way down 909,000. So to only being up. So first we're up 1.3 million, and then we ended up at the trough from the highs. We were down to about 445 on the month, which is, I suppose, it's still okay, but it's not great losing that much. Closing the month. Hold on a sec. Let's go back. So we closed the month up 694. So that's a fair bit away from where our highs was. Profit factor 1.29, slightly above positive. Could have been a negative month. That's too close to 1, really. Anything less than 1, we have a losing month. Accuracy overall was 78.24%. Suppose we could have a good accuracy and still have a losing month. So we just have to be aware of the size of our winners. Average time in the market 43 minutes. So spending quite a bit of time in the market, and I would expect that as I'm using the 5-minute time frame. So this is the month by instrument. So across the whole month we had ES, a lot of churning on ES. Picked up only 28,317, profit factor 1.05. So it's pretty close as 1. So that's almost negative. 73% accuracy, time in the market, more than the average at 54 minutes. NQ, our most profitable instruments by quite a margin, 519,492, profit factor 1.42. It's above 1, closer to 1.5, but again, it's not a huge amount, but we also have to put in the context of taking profits early and re-entering on trades, also using a one-to-one system, so the profit factor is not going to be probably huge. Accuracy 85%, so very good accuracy right there. And time in the market 32 minutes, so that's less than the average, but I suppose pretty good overall figures. YM, we were actually negative on YM this month. A fairly small amount in comparison to the profits that we've had, but as we can see here, definitely more than we've gained on ES. So we lost 37,328. Profit factor is negative, below 1, 0.87. Accuracy 66.8%. Time in the market similar to what we see on NQ at 34 minutes. RTY, we colored it in green here because it was our best instrument in terms of profit factor. We picked up the gains, not as high as NQ, picked up 78,861, profit factor 1.83. Accuracy was actually down, so the accuracy was not as high as NQ or even ES, but really good profit factor there. Time in the market 37 minutes. So again, more than NQ and YM, but less than ES, 37 minutes. So somewhere around that 30 to 40 minute mark is where it seems that my trades are working out. And the month in gold, which is GC here, we had our second best in terms of profit factor. We're looking at 105,432, 86% accuracy. I believe this is the highest accuracy. NQ is around 85 and change, 86. Time in the market, as we can see, quite a bit, well over an hour, the average time in the market. Looking at 76.5 minutes there on gold. How did the strategy perform? The strategy performed well in terms of accuracy and providing good setups. So that's across the board. Even with RTY, with lower percentage, pretty close to 60%. Due to scheduling issues, missed some very good setups, but also missed some bad setups as well. So more good than bad. A couple of setups, because of the volatility around the market open, not being here, I could have had some very big wins, but then again, I avoid some losses as well. Just so happens when I came into the market at a good space, good time, picked up some very good trades. I suppose if I was here earlier, I would have picked up the big trades at the beginning, also the re-entries. It's just one of those things until my scheduling clears up. After a profitable month in July, after first deploying this strategy, I was still cautious and confidence grew as the month went on. So again, despite seeing some positive feedback in terms of the results I was getting from strategy, it's still pretty new. So still a little bit cautious in deploying and following all the signals. But you know, the confidence is slowly building. Definitely feels a lot better after the drawdown I had. Did not always hold to stop loss and take profits. That's another theme that came out of it. I was cutting some of the losses short, but I was also doing that on the profit end. That caused me to take some FOMO trades. This led to FOMO and ranges that increased the accuracy overall of the stats, but brought down the size of the average winner. So what happened is price would get close to the profit target, start to pull back, I would exit. Price would then turn around, start to head to the target, I would re-enter, and the re-entries would go on to hit target. What that would mean is a smaller win there would bring down the average of the winning trade. So it increased the accuracy because now I've had 2 winning trades as opposed to 1, but the second trade will be quite a bit smaller, therefore bringing down the average, but increasing the win percentage. Hence the reason why the accuracy was so high. That certainly explains it after looking at the data. Not holding to stop reduce the size of losses, but also meant not realizing profits on trades that turned around. Again, that didn't happen often, but that did happen where prices came, didn't quite hit the stop loss, turned around, and would have hit profit if I'd have held the trades. But on the other hand, some of the trades I closed early, I saved some P&L. In terms of the market not turning around, would have hit stop loss. What did not go well? I went into an 841k drawdown from the profit highs, and that's what we mentioned earlier. It was up at 1.354 and we drew down to only 445.087. Drawdown was avoidable as I deviated from the strategy during the most difficult period, and this was, I remember this quite well. We had a period where the market was selling off, strategy was saying to go short. I kind of felt the market was a bit oversold. No reason to think that. It's just a case of, due to scheduling, missing the early sell-off entry and thinking, well, I'm not going to take a sell here, I'm just going to keep buying, and losses just kept racking up. So I ended up losing over 300,000 one of the days. I think it's 309,000 one of the days. So that's pretty much what happened. And it came back in, lost another 240 on another day. So it was quite a lot of not following the strategy, of course. And there was really no reason for it. Simply missing a trade is no reason to throw the strategy out the window and starting to engage in the bad habits which cost us in the past. So during the sell-off, kept buying despite strategy pointing short opportunities. Stopped trading. So this is what didn't go well. Stop trading an instrument after trade one an instrument as being a loser. So this is something I was thinking of. I follow the plan in this sense. Stopping trading in an instrument after the first trade was a loser. Stopped trading if a close P&L was over 100k. Didn't do that. That's something I didn't do. Buying into likely resistance and selling into support, like especially over recent days, that actually cost me an NQ on one of the days. We had a clear defined resistance around the previous day's high. We hit it, I believe it was about 4 or 5 times, and price kept selling away from it, and I had a long trade. I was looking for a breakout. For whatever reason, the price just kept hitting the previous day's high and retracing. Held the position, became a bit dogmatic, and the price turned around. Eventually hit my stop loss. So yeah, definitely should have if the market's showing you its resistance over and over and over, and it's giving you opportunity to get out, just simply get out. Just respect the support and resistance levels. So either take profit or do not take trades. So that's something I'm thinking about with these trades are so close to likely obvious support or resistance levels. Simply taking profit before we get there, or simply not taking a trade. That's something I'm definitely be looking at doing in the month of September and going forward. Exiting profit trades early and not being pragmatic with others. So this is something I noticed. There was a trade that came within 1 tick of the take profit. And what happened was I decided to do a re-entry, and I held that trade for the longest time. It came up. Could I got back out? I think it came within. So the first time it was within 1 tick of the take profit. The second time it was about 9 to 12 ticks from a take profit. Still held a trade. Came all the way back down to stop loss. That was just being too dogmatic there, because at the end of the day, even 1 tick or 2 ticks, if I make an entry into the market and I'm off by 1 or 2 ticks, I'm not going to close the trade. So I'm not sure why I would just not simply accept the fact that, okay, maybe the trade won't hit take profit. Maybe I take profits early and miss out on about 12, 13 ticks. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge amount considering the size of the trades I'm taking. We're looking at points in some cases on NQ. We're looking at 70, 80 points. So what's 3 points in a take profit? Not much really. Cutting re-entries that are not working quicker. So another thing, I had re-entry trades for continuations, so pullback continuations. A couple of them I've held them to a stop loss, held them for a bit too long. Re-entries, I need to be a bit more focused in terms of they should resolve themselves pretty quickly in the direction. If they start to turn around, price action is not looking great, I have to be willing to cut them a lot quicker, even if it means reducing my accuracy overall. It'll also reduce the size of the losses I'll be taking. Of course, there's going to be trades which turn around and go on to hit target, and they can be very frustrating. But at the same time, trades that are not working, I just need to be a bit stricter, a bit more solid in the way how I manage them. So these are my September goals, and this is about to wrap up the video here. So September goals is to try to limit drawdowns by following the plan. So the plan has showed me over the past 2 months that it is profitable. the strategy. I accept the fact that I don't know where the market is going to go, and that's another thing. Try and second guess the market. Just simply follow the plan. If the plan says to go long or short or whatever it is, simply do that. If there's no obvious support and resistance, just take this trade. Don't try to second guess the market. Cut re-entry trades when they do not work immediately. So that's something I mentioned just a couple of slides ago. Re-entry trades are continuations. If the price action is showing that re-entry continuation is failing, then just cut the trade, just walk away. At the end of the day, it is supposed to be the market, the re-entry trades that do work, they tend to work straight away. So if it's not really working straight away, that's probably a problem in how the market is setting up. So probably just get out of those a lot quicker. That's what one of the goals for September is. Limit number of FOMO trades that result in taking profits, from taking profits early. And so it's a case of if prices come close to target and I take profits, then I'm just gonna have to accept that I didn't take the whole profits. I wasn't disciplined enough, and just simply not take FOMO trades. And that's gonna be incredibly difficult. That's gonna be very, very difficult. It's a goal, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that. Use market replay to aid recognizing market conditions are unfavorable. I feel I'm getting better at this, but again, this is going to help in terms of figuring out the re-entries that are not working, and also the primary entries that are not working. Just have better recognition for price action. Respect of your support resistance levels, mentioned that before, and that's all around, what could be key daily, weekly levels. If my designated profits on the other side of them, I'm either going to have to take profit before we get to level, or simply not take the trade. So that's what I'm planning to approach that in September. Finally, build on the trust that has been developed over recent weeks in the trading system, and that's another key point there. This trading system has shown itself over the past couple of weeks to be profitable. We've seen it in the data. Even with the big drawdown, which was not a result of the system, it was a result of me deviating from the system. The system has showed me enough data right now for me to have a better trust into it. So I'm going to have to stick with it for the month of September in a way, regardless of what the results may be, because the data is showing me very positive things at the moment. And that's what I want to do going forward. I want to stick with the data, stick with the strategy, and hopefully collect even better data in September to move on to October, November, and the rest of the quarter. And so I can have more confidence in the system, and also look at any areas that may need adjustment with it. I could imagine at some point there's going to be areas that need adjustment, but I also have to do the work as well. I have to get quality data in there, because if I'm not following the system, it's going to be very hard to look at the data and say the system's working or it's not working if the data is being corrupted by me not following the system. So that's very important. My ability to execute is going to be very important in the next month. Well, the month is September's already started. It's going to be very important this month. My ability to execute the plan and follow the plan. That's what I'm going to try to do this month, is focus on execution, following the plan, doing what all the setups are, and that's pretty much it. And now with that said, thanks for watching. Good luck trading and have a great day.